Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to the Young Executive. We attended this very interesting discussion and also had a very exclusive building. Okay. This very interesting discussion is motivated by the problems that occur in each country. As follow development and human rights, therefore, that our discussion today is aimed at generating fresh and innovative ideas in providing solution to problems that occurs. Okay. For the effectiveness and efficiency of this discussion program, we deliberately invite a Asean country representative. Okay, Honorable Representative of Brunei Darussalam, Mrs. Mettha. Okay, Honorable Representative from the country Cambodia, Mrs. Ayu. Honorable Representative of the Indonesian state, Mrs. Giasti Putri. Honorable Representative from the country of Laos, Mr. Fahmi. Honorable Representative from the Malaysian state, Mrs. Putri. Honorable Representative from the state of the Philippines, Mrs. Novi. Honorable Representative from the state of Singapore, Mr. David. Thank you. And Honorable Representative from the state of Thailand, Mr. Kiki. And myself as a chairman of the forum as well as representative from the country of Vietnam. Let's start this discussion and discuss the human rights and development issues that are happening in Indonesia today. Representative of the Indonesian state, Mrs. Giasti Putri.
Okay, now in Indonesia, trend in human rights violation due to increased infrastructure development. Data from the National Human Rights Commission or Komnas HAM is show a increasing trend of human rights violation due to infrastructure development because in the last 5 years, the development has been intensity condition infrastructure development varies region. And one of the human rights violations related to infrastructure development is, for example, to eviction of community dwellings that not the rights. And commensurate with before in fact, this is one of the human rights standards that should be the government build in making policies. And so, in the Human Rights Festival, we not only celebrate regional and innovation, but also how to then provide guidance to the region on how human rights standards are applied in development in the region. He concluded. And then infrastructure development also has raised outside in human rights, namely social, economic, and cultural rights. The three risk level, Irani continued our micro-level risk associated with environment risk. Second, the meso level is access to public service, and at the macro level is the risk of high cost with the British taxpayer as well as social environmental issues and the deal with the economy. And in relation to development plan of the development, there is one point of the issue that national development planning is only done by three parties: Bappenas, Ministry of Finance, and Ministry of Institute Relations. And now, if only the consequence of what following, yes, that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, and the next representative from the country of Brunei Darussalam, Mrs. Mettha.
Thank you. Representative from the country of Brunei Darussalam. The Kingdom of Brunei Darussalam is that there has an assault monarchy style of governance with the Sultan. Conversely, as Minister and Minister of Defense assisted by the Sultan Advisory Council and several ministers. In absolute monarchy, the power of a leader is unlimited. Sultan Hasan al-Bolkiah, whose title was revealed in the same dynasty since the 5th century, was the head of state and head of government of Brunei. Although he was impressed that the Sultan was the supreme ruler, Brunei is also a unitary state where the central government is the highest, constitutional, which means the power of the empire is limited by law or the constitution. Problem in economic growth. Number 1, inflation. Brunei has a low inflation rate and is not familiar with personal income, where the government does not impose a tax for both present and export taxes. The ability of the Sultan of Brunei to provide abundant welfare program guarantees the legitimacy that is needed by the state in the political environment without political representation and many forms of political participation. Second, unemployment. The number of unemployment people in Brunei Darussalam jumped to 20.6% in November 2014. That is because the number of job seekers in search from 11,834 in October 2014 to 14,267 in November 2014. My solution, the figures show the number of unemployed is still a problem that surrounds Brunei. Mass job seekers live in the Muara Brunei district. Unemployment from the district side 9,268 people or 65%. The second rank is Tutong district. Of all the employed, as many as 15%. Solution: human right to overcome the problem of employment. The Brunei Darussalam government provide skill training so that the employed group can be independent. Thank you.
Representative from the country of Cambodia, Mrs. Ayu.
Thank you, Mr. Jun. In here, the problem from Cambodia is the 1947 constitution, which is the first constitution. Cambodia includes principles, liberal, related to political rights and freedom, fundamental and protection of private property in the economic and social field. But in this development, Sihanouk precisely caught in the snare of authoritarianism and continued in the following region, namely its general law zero. In 1970 until 1975, and the next Pol Pot 1975 until 1979, and the last Heng Samrin 1979 until 1989. Paris Peace Agreement October 23, 1991 become a milestone for its and civil war that has lasted for 13 years in Cambodia, as well as being the beginning Cambodia's transformation into a country democracy. Starting with the United Nations Transitional Administration, Cambodia then held its first general election in May 1993 and was joined by 20 parties political. Cambodia is trapped in the atmosphere Hun Sen. Domestic politics are known with the strongman of Cambodia. Maybe for a solution, my country is still far below Indonesia, and
all of them in the term of human rights or in development. Therefore, we might also listen solution from to you to Indonesia that might be done in our country. Thank you.
Representative from the State of Singapore, Mr. David.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, representative of country of Singapore will address the problem in my economy. Singapore economy is slowly down. The country gross domestic product (SDP) only grow 3.4% in the second quarter for 2019. The figure drop compared to the first quarter of 2019, which was still able to reach 3.8%. Problem happened in Singapore, the ongoing US and China trade war. In here is negative impact for Singapore. My bank economist Kim and Research in Singapore said Singapore was sensitive to the issue of trade war. The sensitive can be seen from the performance Singapore manufacturing sector during a trade war. The trade data added the confidence about the weakening in Singapore economy, which would encourage and central bank to loosen monetary policy. In solution in my Singapore, in addition in Singapore government policy limiting the use foreign works and cause difficult for several brands of industry. Singapore has adjusted its policy on the basis of science, reality and listening to people and friendly country on our end here, but a Singapore company stressed that the directive was to increase work productivity to reduce foreign labor import and low price to comply with government policy to reduce foreign works. Thank you.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, representative from the country Laos, Mr. Fahmi.
Okay, thank you. Representative from the country of Laos. Officer of Laos in one of the remaining communist countries of the world and one of the first countries in Asia. A French colony until 1953, a power struggle between the royalists and the communists, but the law group also of the country happened. In the Vietnam War, the country not keep in ambition of great hydropower as great and its desire to become a battery of Southeast in Asia. The government expects the by 2055 hydropower will be the country biggest source in income. Both Vietnam, Thailand, and Cambodia have faced concern of the impact of the dam construction project along the Mekong River. Thanks.
Representative from the Malaysian state, Mrs. Fitri.
Thank you, Mr. Jun. Malaysia is a federal state consisting of 13 states and 3 federal territories in Southeast Asia with an area of 329.847 square kilometer. Its capital is Kuala Lumpur, while Putrajaya is the center of federal government. Human rights in Malaysia are controversial in nature with various allegations of human rights violation in this country. Human rights groups and foreign government are generally critical of the Malaysian government and the Malaysian royal police. Preventive detention law stands and
internal security acts and emergency public order and crime prevention, the 1969 ordinance allow for detention without trial of due process and scores of concern for human rights organization assigned as Suara. Thank you.
Representative from the state of Thailand, Mr. Kiki.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jun. I will express my opinion in Thailand. Thailand was one of the first countries to sign the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 and appears to be committed to protecting human rights in Thailand. In practice, the reality is those in power can abuse the human right of their subject with impunity. There were cases of arbitrary detention, enforced disciplines, torture, and extrajudicial killing in Thailand. Parties authorized to investigate and what was every case. For solution, at this time, the solution of time is still not certain because the United Nations is very different opinion about the cultural condition in Thailand that use the kingdom system. Maybe mediating use or can help me to find the right solution so that the human right in my country can run properly. Thank you.
Representative from the state of the Philippines, Mrs. Novi.
Thank you. In the Philippines, there has also been fatal human rights that have occurred. This could also be a lesson for Indonesia. This happened to the Shiraz Escudero family in 2017. Their 16 and father were shot in the head. They are suspect in drug cases. Shiraz's story saw the deep screams of violence committed by the states. In addition, farmers in the Philippines also complained about the government inaction in overcoming the extraordinary environmental impact of neighboring nickel mines. The mining damaged rice field, polluted river and seawater, and killed livestock. And solution, President Duterte should carry out his special duties properly, and the citizens of the Philippines and Indonesia are more careful in choosing their president by choosing a president who is honest, fair, and has good values in meeting the needs of his citizens and carrying out his duties spoken during the election. Thank you.
Okay, and the last representative from the country of Vietnam by me. The 1955 Vietnam country referendum determined the future form of government of the Vietnam state. The country, which was the forerunner of the Republic of Vietnam, the referendum became a battle between Prime Minister Ngo Dinh Diem, who proposed a republican form of government, against a former emperor named Bao Dai. Also, the published calculation showed him won the election with 98.2% of the vote. The referendum was listed with vote fraud. And my solution, maybe the solution should be to ask the election application and can only be accessed by registered voters. Finally, the discussion is over, and thank you for your time and your attention and the brilliant solution from you all. Thank you and see you next time.
Raise our flag high, sky high, and rest the pride in our heart. Asean we are born as one.